Hello everybody, Shift Your Mindset here. Today's episode will be Married to a JW. What's it like? I'm not speaking about my own experience, but what I saw a lot in the congregations. What's it like to be married to a JW? Every time someone comes back from the congregation, they try to tell you what they learned that evening or morning, or how it was in ministry, or what the circuit overseer said when he was visiting. So, even if you're not a JW anymore, from my experience, the most people who have a worldly spouse is a spouse who quit the religion and faded away. I saw that most of the time. But you never leave the religion completely if you don't set boundaries for yourself. Because I know most of my experiences was the wife a JW and the husband quits. So he was a worldly person. And the problem I have with this topic is the role of the organization inside and coming between that marriage. Why are they coming between a man and a woman? If you watch the literature of the JWs on this topic, they are going quite heavy about it. You have to endure a lot. They're almost using the same example as people who are in prison. But you have to endure opposition of your family members. So first, they're going from, it's quite heavy immediately. It's not a positive way of thinking. It's the most negative way. You have to endure a lot. A lot of people I know are just fine with their wives to go to the meetings as long as they don't have to go with them. So, no problem. But the other way around is a lot of problems. Why? Because in the literature I also found that elders are a source of refreshment and guidance. And I saw it with my own eyes. I experienced it on many occasions that the wife, who is a JW, have a lot of conversations with elders. Also about the problems in their marriage. I thought in the Bible the man was the head of the family. In certain ways, I agree with that. So you as a woman, JW, sister, goes to the elders to complain about your marriage. From my own judicial committee, I experienced firsthand what kind of questions in detail the elders ask you. They want to know everything. Did you like the sex? How often did you do it? We know multiple examples of people who are also CSA cases who were handled in the congregation, and they asked the victim all those intrusive questions. So at first hand, I also know that if you come to the elders with your problems about the marriage, they're gonna ask you a lot of strange, weird, inappropriate questions. So you're taking away the balls of your own man, his cojones. You don't take him seriously, but you go to your elders for refreshment and guidance. So you're going to another man to talk about the challenges you experience. I don't know what you guys think of that, but I think it's wrong. Other than that, if there are gatherings with the congregation or the circuit overseers visiting and they throw in a gathering, most of the time they invite your husband also, the worldly spouse. Not because they like him, not because they take him seriously, but the collective is so manipulative that they helping the spouse to convert your worldly spouse. They try everything to make the direction of the conversation going to Jehovah God, and Jehovah is loving God, and Jehovah loves you too, brother. Don't forget that. And I like to see you at the meeting sometime. Or shall I start a Bible study with you? Maybe to ignite that fire again. They are never truly interested in your life, how you're doing, what you're feeling. That's also a difficulty for you to have a spouse who's still in the organization, who you miss a lot every week for hours because they go into ministry, they go to the congregation meeting, they go cleaning the hall, they're gonna cook for some brothers and sisters. Because what I see a lot is the ones who are Jehovah Witness in that relationship, in that marriage. I never saw one not overcompensating. They are all overcompensating in that religion. I think because they feel guilty that they have a spouse who is worldly and the congregation look at you maybe differently, you think it is, but you think right. So you're going to overcompensate. So every time there's something to do in the organization, cooking for the elder school, cooking for the pioneer school, taking a ministry meeting into your house, every opportunity you grasp because you wanna do so good for Jehovah, and you're afraid, your fear is so big that you're not gonna make it because of your husband or wife who isn't a JW. And that's the sad part. And they also think that the one who isn't a JW, the worldly spouse, they don't recognize you for fool because you're worldly, and worldly people are the definition of bad behavior. They always think in the collective way, as a group. JWs are good, worldly are bad. But let me say this to you guys, especially the JWs. I know JWs who are addicted to drugs. I know JWs who cheated on their husband, cheated on their wife. I know JWs who kept it hidden for 20, 30, 40 years that they are an addict of alcohol. I know JWs who had sex in a congregation hall. I know JWs who bribe circuit overseers. and make big donations. So they're off the hook. So you get my point? My point is, morals is something of an individual nature. I know worldly people, and we said it when we were JWs, eh? Oh, if that person was a JW, he would be a good JW because he had morals or she had morals. They were honest, they were sincere. And that's the same inside the JW, outside the JW. It's about the individual. You have individuals with good morals and individuals with bad morals. That counts for the JWs, that counts for the world around us. You have people inside the JWs with good morals, you have inside the world, you have people with good morals. So it's an individual thing. Because not all JWs are pedophiles. Inside the world, not all people are pedophiles. There are pedophiles in the JW organization. Admit that. There are also pedophiles outside the JW. It's the society, the individuals in the society who have good or bad morals. So don't make it a group thing. We're good, you're bad. Because that spouse from the JW sister can have better morals than any JW in that congregation, for example. But they're not taking someone seriously if they're not a JW. So it's all about morals, and it's all about being a good person. And stop trying to convert people into your religion if they don't want to. Don't be manipulative in the actions you take to help that sister out, or that brother out, to get that spouse into the organization. Don't fake your interest and your love just because you want to give that man a Bible study so he converts to the religion. That shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be showing everyone around you unconditional love. Then you are a true follower of God, whatever you want to know it. You want to name it. For everyone who is a worldly spouse of a JW, massive respect. Stay strong. Don't let them trick you into their organization if you don't want to. It's already hard enough to hear all the stories every time your spouse is going to the meetings, especially when children are involved in that relationship. It will be a hard time because maybe you don't want them to go to the meeting and the JW spouse wants them to go to the meeting. It's hard to find a balance, so keep up the good work. Try and be reasonable, but also setting your boundaries for what you want. Because if you give them one finger, they take your whole hand. Thank you guys for listening. Subscribe to the channel, and we see each other next time with a new episode.